still be up there Monday that may be in question. But it's going to be nice and cold. So the snow grip is that much better. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Alrighty, we got the old come on in and let's check you out, even though I've got 15,000 pounds on the truck. But yeah, that should be my last load out of New York back to Pennsylvania. And you know what? I'm going to play it smart. They're talking about over a foot of snow up there, so, you know, if I can't drive, I can't drive. And I'm not going to force it. And nor should you. I'm not here to be a hero. I'm going to do my best to get the load to the receiver, of course. So,
in half a mile, merge onto I-77 North.
But if I can't drive, I can't drive, right? I mean, it only makes perfect sense. Now, I've got experience, and believe me, I'm full of anxiety. Even though I've got the experience, I'm from the Northeast. I've driven in snow since I'm 16 years old. So I've got a few winters under my belt. You know, this is my second winter in the truck. But I do know what my limitations are. And I also know that they do a great job in taking care of the roads up there. So it's, you know, climbing mountains and going down grades.
Continue on I-77 North for 34 miles.
That has me concerned, of course. You know, again, depending on how heavy I am, the $1 million question is, will I use my J brake? I certainly will use position 1 on a heavy load. And, you know, gently squeeze the brakes. I'm going to make sure my following distance is large. Certainly my speed is going to be way down. But again, it comes down to, if it's bad out, I am not going to be driving. I will find a rest area. It's up there. You know, the truck stops are far and few between. If anybody knows upstate by Rochester. So even if I got to come down 81 to Pennsylvania, again, I'm going to use my common sense, and I'm not going to keep driving if it's snowing at a rate of 2 inches an hour. I will be pulling over, regardless of how much grip the snow's got. And good thing about Prime, one of the things that gives you peace of mind at Prime is that they encourage you not to drive. You just stay in communication with your fleet manager, let them know, and if that means taking an extra, 10-hour break, because in 10 hours, the snow could be ending, and they're plowing the roads. So, again, you're the captain of your ship. You gotta make good decisions. My decisions will be based on what my surroundings look like. But I am looking forward to it. I'm excited like a kid. I love snow. I don't want to drive, every day in snow. But, hey, listen. I'm willing to take on a challenge. Because you know what? You feel alive when you get challenged. Yes, again, the anxiety will kick in. Nervousness kicks in. I am not concerned for my abilities. What I'm concerned about are others on the road. Somebody doing, 20 miles an hour in the middle lane and causing all kind of traffic backup truck lane, like, feels good. Feels good. Typically, I'm the one's getting passed. They're probably cursing out Prime right now. That guy, he got bucket in his trailer. You can see the sign, high wind advisory. And I am light. So once I get to the top here, it's going to be interesting. But again, no reason to panic. And anybody that's out there this weekend, because it's starting like today. It's Friday. I think Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and the storm's going to move south into Missouri. They're even talking about Springfield getting a couple inches of snow. But, yeah, just be careful, you know? Be careful. The good news, it's a fast-moving storm. But the amount of water content in this particular storm is very high, which means it's going to dump a lot of snow. And when it's really cold out, they're talking about single digits and, you know, low teens, that snow is going to pile up real fast. Real fast. But look how beautiful this is, huh? This is what makes truck driving so awesomeness. Where are you going to find this at an office? When I used to work in an office, I never seen these kind of views. My view was of a parking lot with other cars in it. Not too sexy. This is sexy. This is high-powered stuff, folks. And I'm making money doing it. And so can you. So why not come over to Prime or wherever else you want to go to? Why not? What do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. The only thing sucks about over-the-road trucking is that you're away from home. And I did talk to a new guy when I was in Springfield, and he was under the impression that he could go home every week to 10 days. I didn't say anything, but yeah, I don't think his career is going to last too long. He wasn't flatbed, and he did live in a particular freight lane. So maybe he can do his 34s every week at home. I don't know. But if he thinks that he can constantly go home every week in 10 days, you're delusional, folks. Well, this guy was. And again, the situation may be that he can do it. I don't know. All I know is that he's going to have a truck payment. So, you got to think about that. If you're thinking about coming into trucking, especially over the road, and you want to be home, over the road's not for you. I mean, I'm not the first one to say it. I'm not the last one to say it. Stay local. Make your $800, $900. Nothing wrong with that. My week started, and I'll give you an example. It's not to brag. Not to brag at all. My week started Saturday morning. Got my truck back Thursday. Went to driver's lineup on Friday. There was nothing there. There was a load coming in late Friday night. And it didn't have to be to Paul's Valley in Oklahoma until 6:30 at night. So I left Prime's yard at 9:30 a.m. I did Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was the end of the pay period. And I grossed $56.37. That's a short week, folks. example of the money that you can make working for Prime as a lease operator. Now again, my weeks do vary. My worst weeks are like $3,700. And that's usually when I come off of home time. I usually come back like a Thursday night, Friday morning scenario. And my great weeks are $7,500. 74, 72. My best weekend, whatever, was a $7,800 week. After my emergency fund this week, as an example, after paying all my bills, my fuel, everything associated with running the truck down the road, I put $445 into my e-fund, $300 on my calm data card, and I banked to the bank before taxes $2,145. You do the math. You do the math. I just gave it to you. $445 for my e-fund, $300 on my calm data card, and $2,145 to my bank account. Again, before taxes. I will take out 25% of that, roughly $500 for taxes, and I still took home over $2,500. All said and done. Where you going when you make that kind of money? Unless you're a professional, whatever. And it's consistent. Why do I talk about that? Because I think it's important to show that a little hard work, and being persistent, and showing up on time, and being safe. And by the way, I earned my 2-year safety award, which I have no idea what it is. If anybody knows, let me know. I'm thinking it's a ring. That was yesterday, so 2 years yesterday on the 13th. I got my CDL and been driving ever since. And thank God, safely. And I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I received the 2-year safety reward. And I'm happy about it. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's something when I came into the industry, into trucking, not, looking in the mirror for the first time, out to the back of the truck and realizing, saying, holy cow, this is one long truck. How am I gonna move this around city streets and tight docks? It took me a few weeks, if not more than a month, just to get used to how long this vehicle was. And even when I come back off of home time, after 7-8 days, I get in this truck and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is long. But then it quickly, it's muscle memory, and it goes back to being something normal. But I'm proud of myself. And you know what? The same can go for anybody else. You get into trucking, you don't think you can do it. And not only can you do it, but you can make a hell of a living. Now, everyone's results are going to vary. I just happen to have a good fleet manager. I take care of him, he takes care of me. Like yesterday, there was a dead drop time at 4:30 in the morning. I wasn't going to make it because of the way my clock went. I had 2 hours left on my clock after getting a washout, and it was 120 miles away. That's basically 2 hours. notes, yes. Now, unbeknownst to me, I could have stayed there overnight, but in the notes, it said no overnight parking. So, which I don't know how to add to notes, so I would like to add and put stuff in at times. Because some of these notes are, years old. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 years. I've seen notes as far back as 2012. Things have changed 10 years. So if anybody knows how to add to notes, the last turn directions for the app, please let me know. Or I guess I can reach out to my fleet manager. But anyway, so we extended my window so I wouldn't be late, so I can take this load. And if you knew what I was making on this load to go 798 miles in total, with 15,000 pounds in 2 stops, you would blow your mind. It would blow your mind. But again, I don't always get these types of loads. But I have to believe, because of my track record, I do get bones thrown to me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that can, speak on that. Now, I'm going on and on and on. I don't want to keep going on and on, but I'm happy with my decision. I'm very happy with my decision coming to Prime. I would highly recommend it. I don't see any downside to coming to Prime as a newbie. There's a lot of opportunities: company, lease, build the fleet. You can control basically your own destiny. And as long as you have the right attitude and the great work ethic, you can be successful. And you will be successful. You can almost take that to the bank. You have good work ethic, you're not late, you're on time, you're not a pain in the ass to your fleet manager, you're not a complainer and a whiner. These are facts. You too can become very successful at Prime. You hear it from multiple sources about their successes. They ain't lying. And it's okay to be skeptical. Believe me, nobody's more skeptical than me. I didn't believe it when I first started hearing about all this stuff. Only through my own eyes and my experiences do I now believe it, because it's happening to me. And I'll tell you what, I'll be dead honest with you. My big regret was canceling my order on the Peterbilt that I had previously ordered. I didn't want to pick up the truck in December. It would have been in by now. I didn't want to come out of the box with a brand new truck in the wintertime, so I postponed it. I was waiting a few more months so it would come in spring. And guess what happened? I never pulled the trigger. And now I can't get a truck. So that's my only regret. Alright folks, listen. Thank you for riding along with me, first of all. Hope you enjoyed some of the scenery. Hope you enjoyed my ranting about how happy I am at Prime. I don't see any drawbacks. Again, work hard. You're safe. And you're not a pain in the butt to your fleet manager or dispatcher. You will become successful. And believe me, one last thing, and I'll leave off with you. I've had that talk with my fleet manager. Things didn't start out all rosy. It didn't. maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my personal feeling. That's what I experienced. I believe, again, the first 90 to 120 days, a lot of my loads were tests. And I passed. Not once complaining about it. I might have bitched and moaned to my girl or to a few other drivers. At that time, I wasn't actually talking to anybody on the phone. It's of recent that I made some relationships with my buddy Scott, Lyle, and so. But my network isn't really extensive. I would suggest you develop a network. But for me, I'm happy with my small little circle. I'm at peace. I am my own best friend. I don't mind being alone for days on end. Eventually, I'm going to go to a truck stop and run into somebody. But I'm okay. So if you fit the criteria of being your own best friend, you don't mind being away from home. Again, I'm away from home usually 2 months at a time, anywhere between 6 and 8 weeks. You can do that, and you have a support network at home, and you do everything I just had mentioned, you too will be successful. All right, Big Man is out. Big Man. Why do they call me Big H? Because I'm 6'4", 270 pounds, former competitive bodybuilder. Big, strong, burly guy. Unfortunately, I don't have the physique I had 20 years ago, but I can still bring it, folks. So that's why they call me Big H. Obviously, my first name is Henry, so just in case anybody was wondering. All right, listen, stay safe, make great decisions, especially this weekend. Stay safe and make great decisions. If you're not sure of your surroundings, get out of the truck, take a walk around, see what you got. Again, thanks for riding along. Big H.